Hi students, welcome back. Today in this particular video, I'll start by discussing the NTA UGC NET Sociology paper from June 2023 examination, and this is also the last paper of NTA UGC NET Sociology, the last examination which was conducted. So let's begin with the questions. We'll start with some of the easy questions. Number 1. Sociology of emotions examines the relations of feelings with the following. You can apply your common sense and answer this question. Cultures, structures, interactions, kingdoms, ocean. Now, looking at the question, it's pretty much evident that kingdoms and ocean is not going to be connected to the relations of feelings. Definitely, sociology of emotions examines cultures and also structures and definitely interactions. So the answer will be A, B and C only. Number 2. It's speaking about the research methodology used. Which of the following scholars have used comparative method in their analysis? Emile Durkheim, Herbert Spencer, Herbert Blumer, Max Weber, René Weber. If you have studied a little bit about research methodology, then you know that Durkheim used comparative method in his sociological analysis. Along with that, even Herbert Spencer, while he was talking of the types of societies, he used comparative method. And also Max Weber, who has his work on religion, even he used comparative method. So the answer will be A, B and D only. Question 3. So here is the list of books and authors and you have to match it. One particular book here or author here is little bit uncommon, but the others are very well known and also part of the NET syllabus. So matching it, A is equal to 2, which is Caste and Race in India, is a very famous book by J.S. Cooley and also his first work. Then we have B is equal to 3, which is Indian Caste Customs, is by L.S.S. Kumale. Then C, H.H. Risley or Herbert Risley's book, Tribes and Castes of Bengal, Ethnographic Glossary. And lastly, Baden-Powell's book, The Indian Village Community. So the answer is A. Number 4. Who among the following have not significantly contributed to the analysis of their contemporary capitalist society? Marx, Radcliffe Brown, Weber, Lévi-Strauss, Durkheim. The answer here is B and D. Radcliffe Brown and Lévi-Strauss have not contributed to the analysis of their contemporary capitalist society. Now, why so? Because we already know that Marx and Weber have contributed through their works to the capitalist society or the capitalist theory, and also Durkheim. But when we look at Radcliffe Brown and Lévi-Strauss, they have not. Alright, so B and D will be the answer. 5. Morgan, in his book Ancient Society, elaborated the progression of society through dash stages. This is a very easy question. It's savagery, barbarism, and civilization, and this is also a very popular question. So the answer is number 1. Next, we have an assertion reasoning question. According to Bloomer, human beings act towards the things on the basis of meanings they have, the reason being the meanings are derived through the interpretative process while handling the things. So basically, this is a question from symbolic interactionism, and we know who laid the foundations of symbolic interactionist perspective. So here, both A and R are correct, and of course, R is the correct explanation of A because Herbert Bloomer had said that human beings do act towards the things on the basis of the meanings we have or the meanings we produce, and all these meanings are derived through these interpretative forces or interpretative processes. Okay. Number 7. Number 7 says, who of the following is known for sociological studies of body? Now this is a little bit new and also an important question, so make sure that you note it down. The answer here will be A, B and C only, because we have B.S. Turner and C. Scott, David Morgan and B.S. Turner, and B.S. Turner and Michel Foucault, because Michel Foucault will be the easiest option which you are going to mark, of course, if you have read about sociological studies of body, of course, and along with that option A and B also, where we have David Morgan, C. Scott and B.S. Turner, of course. Number 8. Now, number 8 is a repeated PYQ. If you have followed my previous videos and the questions which we discussed in the previous papers, you will see that this question was repeated many times. The famous book, The Communicative Action or The Theory of Communicative Action, is authored by whom? Manuel Castells, Jürgen Habermas, Anthony Giddens, Talcott Parsons. The answer is, of course, Habermas. Number 9. Who among the following suggested a value reference instead of value judgment as methodology to have objective science? This question is from one of the classical thinkers of the part of NET syllabus. Answer is Max Weber. Number 10. Karl Popper, while following the deductive research strategy, advocated the natural and social worlds consists of essential uniformities. The aim of science is to establish generalizations Facts are analyzed, compared, and classified without using hypothesis. It is not necessary that social facts are analyzed by using falsifiability principle. The answer is A and B only. Now, why so? Because you see, Karl Popper was post positivist. Okay, so for him, the natural and social worlds do consist of essential uniformities, and the aim of science is to, of course, establish generalizations, which he advocated, okay, or which he followed. But on the other hand, without using hypothesis, facts can be analyzed, and by not using the falsifiability principle is not something which Karl Popper mentioned. Okay, so that is going totally against or on the other route as compared to what Karl Popper had mentioned. Alright, so is it clear? Number 11. So this is very easy. Two thinkers, two lists and the concepts of thinkers. Let's match it. Max Weber, rationality. George Simmel, association. Thorstein Veblen, conspicuous consumption. And Dorothy S. Thomas, definition of the situation. Okay. So number 1 is the answer. Number 12. In the definition of knowledge, identify the elements which are valid. Knowledge is a belief which is true. Knowledge is a belief which is justified. Knowledge is a conjectured formation. Knowledge is a belief which is the true opinion of others. So the answer here is A and B only. Because knowledge is a belief which is true will definitely be ticked. Knowledge is a belief which we justify, of course. But it is not a conjectured formation which we're guessing and forming, right? And it is also not a belief which is the true opinion of others. Okay, so we are going to reject C and D here and go with A and B. Next, Marx identified various forms of division of labor as stages of development in history of Europe. Identify the correct sequence of these stages from the following: tribal, barbarism, ancient, and feudal. This is mainly part of the evolution of societies or the historical evolution of societies which Marx had mentioned about, and there was no presence of barbarism there. Thus, the answer is A, C, and D only: tribal, ancient, and feudal. Okay, like the tribal societies are often referred to as primitive communism. Okay, ancient societies as in slave society, and then feudal society. Number 14. Which among the following is not a mode of motivational orientation according to Talcott Parsons? The answer is moral. Okay, it is not a mode of motivational orientation.